Georgia Southern and Ohio match up well in terms of roster, but in the Myrtle Beach Bowl, I think it will be the pass game that gives Ohio the advantage. Give me 34-24 Ohio. The HBCU Bowl will be closer than the records may show, but the better defense will win. That one belongs to 10-1 Florida A&M, who will defeat 6-5 Howard 20-10 in the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Jacksonville State gets their bowl game in the end, but I don't think that it will turn out well for them. They have a good defense, but I think Louisiana's pass game will beat it. I'm taking Louisiana 24-21. The Cure Bowl this year should be interesting, with Appalachian State and Miami, Ohio bringing similar caliber teams to the table. With Miami's defense being immaculate, possibly top 10 in FBS, they take this one 21-13. New Mexico State is in the New Mexico Bowl facing Fresno State. It seems like Fresno State is better in every aspect slightly except for the run, where New Mexico wins by a lot. Diego Pavia is the X factor here. I'm still taking Fresno State 27-23. Boise State could 100% upset UCLA in the LA Bowl, but it's going to be close. The X factor is if Boise State can use their momentum against an elite UCLA defense. I'm actually taking them 20-18. Texas Tech goes into this matchup against Cal as 2-point favorites, and I'm shocked it's not higher. Taj Brooks is going to torch this Cal run defense, and we should be on alert for a 200-yard game. Tech wins 28-12. Western Kentucky and Old Dominion face off in the famous Toastery Bowl, and Old Dominion's run game is going to toast Western Kentucky. I think that will be enough to give them the win. 28-20 Old Dominion. UTSA and Marshall fight for a bowl game win here, and I don't see much more than a defensive battle. Marshall has the better defense, but UTSA could kill them in the run. I'm still taking Marshall nonetheless 20-16. Syracuse and USF battle in the Boca Raton Bowl, and I have a theory. USF will keep this game close unless Byron Brown gets shut down. That's what will happen. These safeties on Cuse are too damn good. Give me Cuse 30-14. Arkansas State against Northern Illinois will be a boring one for most, and it probably will be given that it's going to be hard for either team to get it done in the air. With NIU's defense being better, I'm taking them 25-17. This Armed Forces Bowl featuring JMU and Air Force is interesting, and it could go in any direction. Yet, I think the fact that Air Force is more well-rounded will elevate them. Air Force 21-20 in this one. I think that Utah State versus Georgia State will be interesting, and the Utah State run game versus the Georgia State run defense will be a huge matchup to watch. That Fison and Booth combo is pretty deadly, and it will elevate Utah State to win 27-21. South Alabama and Eastern Michigan face off in the Ventures Bowl, and I have a vision that this won't be close. Not only is South Alabama at home, but they have a great run defense, and that's where EMU gets it done. Give me South Alabama 24-7. This game is going to end up being a defensive battle, as both Northwestern and Utah have offenses that cause headaches when watching. I think Utah's run game ends up getting Northwestern, and the Utes will win 17-13. The Hawaii Bowl consists of two 7-5 teams, and I think it's pretty unbalanced. San Jose State will run all over them, and I think that's where it's won. Give me San Jose State 21-10. This is a polarizing matchup with Bowling Green facing off against Minnesota. This will probably be a run fest, and whatever run defense is better, that team will win. To me, that's Bowling Green. A smaller bowl game is we have Texas State versus Rice in the First Responder Bowl. JT Daniels' career is over, which will make Rice's pass game worse than it already is. Texas State 27-13. This guaranteed rate bowl should not be close. Kansas takes on UNLV, and with a dominating overall offense alongside a great pass coverage, Kansas should not let UNLV come close. Give me Kansas by a score of 30-14. Tulane and Virginia Tech face off in the Military Bowl. Powell, Ryland, and Pollard in the pass rush are key to winning this one, but Tulane is still going to pull away in my eyes. 24-13 final score. The coach getting mayo poured on them will either be from West Virginia or North Carolina. The UNC offense is definitely great, but the momentum against them is not great at all. I can take either side, but I'm going to take West Virginia in this one, 27-19. Louisville and USC bring an intriguing matchup to the Holiday Bowl. I think USC absolutely has the offensive power to get past Louisville. Despite that, don't count out their stout defense. Give me the Cardinals 37-31. We saw how Oklahoma State played in the Big 12 championship, and I wouldn't be surprised if that continued as they play Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl. I think the defense will be too much. 27-10 A&M. SMU and Boston College play in Fenway Park this year. SMU looks like one of the most underrated teams in all of college football, and for this matchup, they don't lose a single positional matchup. SMU takes this one 30-10. And this game is played at Yankee Stadium with Rutgers facing Miami. I feel like this game could be a defensive battle, but with Miami's run game matching up greatly against Rutgers, I think they'll pull away. 24-10 Miami. This matchup is pretty evenly matched as Kansas State and NC State face off in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I'm sure it's definitely hard to predict this, but I think it will come down to the run game where KSU is on offense. I'm taking NC State in a close 21-20 game. Huge ranked matchup between 14 Arizona and 12 Oklahoma, and while Oklahoma's team is more balanced, you can't count out Arizona's offense, as that will be the X factor in this one. 37-31 Arizona. The Gator Bowl has Clemson and Kentucky, but I'm leaning towards Clemson here. They have an elite run defense to maintain Kentucky's, and the rest of their D is fantastic. Clemson wins 24-10 in this matchup. The Sun Bowl sees Oregon State and Notre Dame facing off against each other. Oregon State does not have the momentum to play in this game, and especially when they are outmatched in almost every position, it's not going to happen. 21-3 Notre Dame. Memphis and Iowa State in the Liberty Bowl, and Iowa State might have gotten lucky that they don't have to play a good pass rush. For that reason, ISU is going to need to explode early in the air. My score prediction is 24-16 ISU. The Music City Bowl consists of Auburn versus Maryland this year. If Maryland can keep it close with teams like Michigan and Ohio State, they can keep it with Auburn. I still think Auburn in the run game will win in this one. 27-21 final score. Two very underrated teams play in the Arizona Bowl, those being Wyoming and Toledo. This game is going to be very close, but with Toledo having a phenomenal defense, I can't pick against them here. Give me Toledo 18-17. Jaden Daniels probably won't play against Wisconsin, so I have two predictions here. Wisconsin is extremely outmatched in this game, but obviously Daniels is a huge difference. With Daniels, LSU wins 31-17. Without, Wisconsin narrowly wins 20-17. Two underperforming offenses match up in the Citrus Bowl, and I think Iowa's defense is going to give Joe Milton nightmares. The most expected low-scoring game ever. Give me Iowa 10-7. Let's move on to the NY6 Bowls. In the Cotton Bowl, Mizzou looks to upset Ohio State in a rare SEC Big Ten battle. These teams have not played since 1998, and Mizzou is 1-10-1 against the Buckeyes all time. I don't see that losing record changing anytime soon, and I see Ohio State shutting down the Tigers. Give me Ohio State 21-9. Ole Miss and Penn State match up in the Peach Bowl, and these guys are matched pretty well. Penn State looks much better on defense, but don't count out the Ole Miss offense, specifically the run game with Quinshawn Jenkins. I'm still taking Penn State, 24-21. It's going to be tough for Florida State to pull out of this one with a backup quarterback, but their defensive performances as of late is pulling me towards their side. Despite that, I don't think it will be more than covering the spread, as Georgia's defense is better in the grand scheme. Give me Georgia 24-14. Oregon enters the Fiesta Bowl against Liberty as 19.5-point favorites, but it may be closer than people are expecting. I'm not saying Liberty will win, but Oregon is really only slightly better in most aspects except for Oregon's pass blocking versus Liberty's pass rush. I'm taking Oregon 31-20, Liberty covers. In a controversial pick, Alabama made the playoffs and will face Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Bama has a month to prepare for the Wolverines, and we know how that can turn out. No doubt that this game will be close, but I think I'm leaning towards the team with the better pass game, the better backfield, and the better overall offense. My prediction for this one is Michigan holds on to their perfect record, defeating Bama 34-24. The Sugar Bowl between Texas and Washington is a difficult one for me to predict, but I have my reasons to lean towards a side. Washington's pass game is losing itself as of recent, but this pass coverage is nothing to adore with Texas. As for the Texas offense, they are the X factor in this matchup. Overall, I want to ride the team that has passed the eye test more than the other team the last few weeks, and I think that's the lower seed in this one. Texas pulls off the upset in a 31-28 win.